A Ferris-Wheel-sized chunk of the Moon is orbiting close to our Earth. The asteroid Huma passes within 9 million miles of Earth every April. It may have once been part of our Moon. A small asteroid orbiting close to our Earth could be a fragment of the Moon that snapped off during an ancient impact, according to new research published November 11 in the journal Nature Communications, Earth and Environment. If confirmed, that would make the asteroid the first near-Earth object with a known lunar origin and could help shed light on the chaotic history of our planet and its pot-marked companion, the Moon, of course. The asteroid in question is called Huma Huma, a Hawaiian word that roughly means the oscillating celestial fragment. It was discovered in 2016 by astronomers using the Pan-STARRS telescope of Hawaii. Though the object is about 4 million times fainter than what humans can see with the naked eye, every April the rock's orbit brings it closer enough to our Earth that it becomes briefly visible to our most powerful telescopes. So in this case, close enough means about 9 million miles or 14.4 million kilometers from our Earth, or nearly 40 times the distance between Earth and our Moon. Observations show that the asteroid measures about the size of a Ferris wheel with a diameter of no more than 190 feet or 58 meters. Because of its near-Earth orbit, Huma Huma fits into a category of celestial objects called quasi-satellites, essentially objects that orbit the Sun but stay pretty close to our Earth. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. Astronomers detected plenty of quasi-satellites before, but they have a hard time studying them in detail, given the object's typically small size and incredible dimness, of course. Now, the origins of such tiny travelers are hard to pin down, but the authors of the new paper made an attempt to uncover Huma Huma's secrets by studying the faint patterns of reflected light on its surface. Using the large binocular telescope on a mountaintop in southern Arizona, the researchers watched Huma Huma closely during the regular April visits for several years. They found that the asteroid's light spectrum matched that of lunar samples from NASA's Apollo missions almost perfectly, suggesting the Ferris-wheel-sized boulder may be a loose piece of lunar debris. Furthermore, the asteroid's orbit, which is incredibly similar to our Earth's, is atypical of the rocks that make their way towards our planet from the outer solar system. The researchers added, it seems more likely that the rock has been near us for a long time. It's very unlikely that a garden-variety near-Earth asteroid would spontaneously move into a quasi-satellite orbit like Huma Huma's, study author Renu Malhotra, planetary sciences professor at University of Arizona, said in his statement. If Huma Huma is a piece of the smashed-up lunar surface, it's unclear what exactly kicked it loose or how it ended up in its current orbit. No near-Earth object with a lunar origin has ever been detected before, the researcher said. However, after analyzing the rock's orbit, the team found 3 other near-Earth asteroids with similar enough orbital patterns that they could be considered companions to Huma Huma. All of the rocks may have been ejected into space during the same ancient lunar impact. Now, more research on these quasi-satellites is required, of course, to pin down their origins. Luckily, researchers have a few hundred more Aprils to check in with Huma Huma, and according to the study authors, the asteroid will remain in its current orbit for another 300 years or so before finally escaping into space. So it says here, see you next spring space neighbor. This was originally on Live Science by Brandon Spector, and it's on Bended Reality. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.